What's going on, fam? I know the reason you are here. You read the title and thumbnail and you figured you wanted to clean, sand, add non-skid to travertine stones just like a professional. I am going to break down the complete process of how we do things. Don't go anywhere. I have not shared these tricks with many people, especially not YouTube, but I'm going to reveal that information today. We're on location. We have the travertine back patio, brick paver driveway to do. Front's all prepped. We're gonna head straight to the back right now. I'm finishing up dry sanding it, so let's jump straight into it.
Bounce it.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. My name is Rusty with Rusty's Pressure Washing. We are a page all about paver sealing, pressure washing, roof washing, house washing, anything in between we cover on this page. To anyone that is new joining this channel, thank you guys so much for taking your time to watch my content. I do my absolute best to bring you guys top quality content, lots of information. I just want you guys feeling comfortable and confident out on the field, and that's what this page is all about. Anyway, to the gang that has already been here, maybe you guys noticed something different. This is the first video that I'm showing the little studio setup. I wanted to do some more talking, possibly a podcast down the road. It's just a cool space to talk with you guys through the lens. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump straight into this video. The main reason you are here, you want to clean, sand, add non-skid, and seal travertine hardscapes like a professional. So let's jump into it. One thing we are not going to cover in this video is the cleaning process of the job. All I did was treated it with 3 to 4% SH. It had some pretty bad growth on it. I didn't film the cleaning day. A good pre-treat and very low PSI will clean up travertine very well. And if it's still dingy afterwards, just repeat that process and you'll be good to go. Jumping straight in to step one after cleaning is going to be sanding. So typically you guys see me wet sanding all the time, and that is absolutely what I would do for brick pavers. Travertine is a little different. I noticed when I try to wet sand on travertine stones, it doesn't sit where I'd like it. So as you can see in these clips, I'm dry sanding and it's getting to a nice level where it almost looks like grout. When I've noticed when I tend to wet sand, it's just too low, so I don't go that route anymore. I prep it one day, come back and dry sand the next. If you have not dry sanded before, it is a very simple technique, but you do need to be mindful of a few things. The scape needs to be completely dry, whether it's brick pavers, stones, any type of stone, it needs to be completely dry. You don't want any moisture on the scape when you are dry sanding. It's little things like that that will help you out, but the actual dry sanding process is fairly simple. As you can see in the clips, I'm just pushing lines at a time. Okay, so now your scape is all sanded, everything is looking nice and good. The final thing you're going to do before you start applying that non-skid and sealant is what I like to call the final prep, and this is just tidying up the whole scape, making sure there's no debris, no excess sand overflowing the joints. You're just gonna get all that stuff perfect. So in this case, because the scape was so dry, I'm able to just blow everything off with the blower. I'll do a couple rounds like that. Do your best if there is a pool in the situation. Start from the pool coping and blow it away from the pool. This is just gonna make you look that much more professional. No sand in the pool, no gunk, no debris. Nice clean pool. At the end of the day, will leave your customer very happy. Another thing that I want to go over briefly in this video is the material we are using. So I'm using Hurricane Cap 5 on this. You can use a film forming sealant like Hurricane Cap 5, or you can use a penetrating sealant like Stonefish. I've used Stonefish before, Stonefish Enhancer. It's a good product, but I will only use an impregnator if I am not looking for joint stability. You're not going to get rock solid sand with an impregnator. Typically, I will just use impregnator sealants on travertine when the scape is already grouted or professionally sanded by someone else. In any other situation down here in South Florida, I will pretty much use a film forming sealant like Trident Hurricane Cat 5 for these, just to really lock in the structure, lock that sand in. But realistically, it's all up to the customer. I explain a few options that we can do, but they typically take my expert advice and just go with what I recommend. I'm not gonna be filming the front. That's not what this video is about. So we're gonna do one of these transitions. Change of plans. If you live in South Florida, you know the deal. Started raining, so we're gonna have to postpone the sealing of the travertine for today. We got the driveway finished. Came out beautiful, as you saw in the video already. I did a water test. I dumped water on it. It's repelling water already, so unless it absolutely monsoons, we might have issues, but I think we're good on the driveway. It's been sitting for over an hour now, and the rain that we've already had is barely drizzling right now. It looks like it's gonna rain, but luckily it's held off for the driveway. But with that being said, there is no way that I'm going to risk it with the back patio. I mean, it's raining. What am I gonna do? Not risk it. There's just 0% chance of it getting done today. So coming back in the morning, gotta reach out, postpone some other jobs, reschedule, do all that fun stuff. But I will see you guys in the morning. Good morning, y'all. We are back. It is day number 2, well, 3. We prepped it on day 1, sealed the driveway on day 2, finishing up the back patio today. Got my product mixed up. Trident Hurricane Cat 5 for today. We're going to do 2 D2 coats. You don't need a crazy amount of material for travertine stones. They are less porous. You still want to put a generous amount, as you will see coming up, but you do not need to go crazy like you would on a brick paver driveway. The flood coat is not the same, and you will see what I'm talking about. On another note, driveway looks absolutely beautiful. Rain did not affect it one bit. We didn't even get that much rain. Honestly, it didn't downpour at all like it looked like it was going to do. Looks solid, still has its sheen. Sand is rock hard. You know, still gonna get harder over the 3 days curing process, but it's I can't even break through it at this point. That water just beating up nice and perfectly, just like you want it to do. Welcome back, you guys. It is finally time to apply non-skid and apply your sealant. Don't go anywhere. This is the part that is going to separate you from your competition. It's what I do a little bit differently. Stick around, you guys, and we are going to go over these techniques right now. When dealing with a raised jacuzzi and pool coping, you are going to want to tackle that first if you are by yourself. So typically on brick pavers, I will roll this, but with travertine, you can get away with a sponge, like a car wash sponge I'm showing you in the video. You can get away with something like that. It's going to speed up the process, and it really allows you to rub the material into the stone so you're not leaving too much puddling. You'll notice in these videos, I only am getting the edge of the pool coping, and you are going to see why later on. Moving on is the most important part of this job, arguably. It is putting down your non-skid and putting down your material. So I'm going to explain it very quickly. You're going to catch the hang of it through the video as you see me repeating the process. But before you really watch the video, just pay attention to the 3 steps that I'm doing. I'm applying my sealant, and then I'm walking back to the top where I started applying, and I'm adding non-skid, and I'm broadcasting it by hand. You want to do your best to broadcast it even, but with the mop that you saw in the video already, it's like a microfiber mop that is going to help out tremendously because you're pretty much going to slurry the non-skid and the sealant, and you're going to rub it in that way, and it's going to disperse the non-skid very evenly, and you will see a close-up of that later in the video. It is critical that you guys work in sections when following this technique. I believe it is a very good technique for travertine sealing, especially when they want non-skid. You must work in sections because you do not want the product drying up where you first started applying. As I mentioned earlier, I wasn't rolling the top of the coping, I was just rolling the very edge that's kind of facing the water. The reason that you don't want to roll the top of the coping is because it's easier to spray next to the coping, but then push it with a microfiber mop over the coping. It's gonna give you one even coat rather than you going over an area that you already applied one coat to. I also want to point out to you guys that me walking on this material, I do not recommend that for any material because I cannot speak from experience. So I know that you can walk in Trident Category 5 because of the self-leveling agencies in it, and that's one of the main reasons I love this product so much. I do not worry one bit about walking through it and leaving behind boot prints. You can pretty much tap dance in this stuff and everything will be okay. So another great use for the original sponge that I used to seal the coping is going back afterwards, and you can also use the microfiber mop for this as well. I just like the smaller one personally. But anyway, you're going to just rub out pretty much any puddles that are not curing. It's not matching the cure rate that the rest of the scape is going at. You probably have a little bit too much material on there. So just take this thing, rub it in, disperse it out. You don't want to blow it. You don't want to use a broom. You want to use something of this material that I'm using here. That is a wrap on this job, you guys. I'm going to take you to the back and show you the final results. Check it out. If you guys made it this far, thank you so much for watching this video. Show me that you guys liked it by hitting the thumbs up button. I truly appreciate it. It lets me know what type of content you guys want next. I will see you guys in the next video.